Hello, people. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Brentford won, West Ham United won, and I feel flat. I'm going to be honest. I feel flat. I feel a bit deflated. I'm not going to lie. That was shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyone who's telling you any different is lying. Right? They are lying to you. Don't be lied to. Wasn't good enough. Wasn't acceptable enough for me. Subbing off Mo at half time. Why? Yeah, I mean, you stick him in the wrong position. You expect him to do what exactly? Do you know what I mean? He was fighting. He was trying to do his best all the time. And for me to sub him off, you really near enough killed the game for us to a point. But second half, we did score a goal. We love a chaos goal at this club. I'm not going to lie. And for me, I don't see the vision with Lopetegui. Do not see it. Do not understand it, and it's shit. It's shit, really. Like Stuart's saying, there's rumours of a dressing room bust up. I hope Mohamed could have stuck one on Lopetegui straight on his nose, because Lopetegui's a fucking idiot. He simply is an idiot. You know what I mean? He's playing Mikel Antonio up front, which doesn't work. He's trying to do what exactly? What is he trying to do? That's the question for everyone in the chat. What is he trying to do at West Ham? Let's get this man in. Let's get Jay in the hills. Jay, welcome. Take it away, mate. What do you want to say about that?
Yeah, afternoon, everyone. Lots to unpack from that, isn't there? A really weird one. Because if I park everything for a second about like the context of where we are and how the season started, we took a point away from Brentford. I said before the game I'd have ripped your arm off for a 1-1 draw, and we got it ultimately. So I can't complain from that perspective, but there's still a lot, like we still are fully entitled to have a lot of questions from like what Lopetegui's decision making was, and what we were trying to actually do in the final third. I thought, you got my live reaction, anyone who was on the live stream, when I saw the changes at half time. In fairness to Mavropanos, I actually thought Mavropanos was all right when he came. Defensively, I thought he was all right. I think he's always a liability on the ball. But defensively, I thought he was pretty solid. Moving Wan-Bissaka to the left was unbelievable. Like, he's such a joke of a player. Like, what a top player. So that was positive as well. I thought the moment we actually looked good was when we scored the goal, and for a brief period we looked decent. We got Soler in the middle, and once Somerville come on, we actually looked all right for a passage, but the team doesn't have a lot of fight for me, which is the problem. We got ourselves back into the game. We sort of flirted with the idea of going, shall we push on and try and win this? And then we just didn't, and it kind of fizzled out, and then we were under the cosh for the majority of the last 20 minutes. Poor old Danny Ings as well, just sort of stood on the sideline for about 15 minutes waiting to come on. But so a mixed bag for me. I'm very happy with the result, but at the same time, there's still a lot of questions and there's still a lot of improving that needs to be done.
I'm seeing people say about different players. Some players didn't do nothing and everything. I don't get that it's the 2024-25 season and Mikel Antonio's leading the line for us. And to make it worse, and this is going to be laughable, I'm about to say, we're relying on Danny Ings to come on and save the day for us. Like, what has this club become all in the space of 4 months? Like, we were screaming about getting Danny Ings out the door, he's on too much money, and he's here, and we're asking him to come on and score a goal to win us a game. Yeah. Antonio today runs around a lot, doesn't do a lot, can't hold the ball up. He has a great chance in the first half that he spoons wide. He's got to be hitting the target. That you said it at half time with me, Jay. He has to be hitting the target. The difference is today, Brentford come out, they're all guns blazing, they're having a right good go, and then there's us. That first goal, don't even go and watch my watch along. because my reaction tells you, I literally lose the plot. I'm like, it is basic defending. Balls are coming in. Emerson, shout out to Brozovic. I know he's in the chat lurking about, but he called it with Emerson for a long time. He said Emerson's not the player that everyone thinks he is. Gets done on the first goal, then he gets booked, then he gets hooked. Like, what is this West Ham that Lopetegui wants us to be? Because that second half, yes, it was better, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great at all, like for me. And it was like we scored a goal and then we're retreating for most of the second half. I don't know about you, as I let Lucas come in, mate. What are you saying?
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? I'll hand over to Lucas very shortly, but this is just it. We are so default drop back and try and hold on to what we've got that it's really, really frustrating. There's a West Ham team of a few years ago that would have turned around and gone, we've got a goal now, we can push on and win this. And we just never looked like we were interested in it, to be honest. But I'll hand over to Lucas. What are your thoughts, mate?
Right, so go on, Lucas. Take it away, mate.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Take it away, man.
First off, thank you for the link. I appreciate it. Secondly, that was not great. A little better than last week, but again, really doesn't fill you with any optimism. But a point gained instead of a point lost, I guess. So I don't know. That first half was really depressing, and then second half was a little bit better, but again, not great. And still, again, I'd rather get a point than not, but we really should be winning that match or looking to win. So I'm not really satisfied.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you, mate. I'm not. Yeah, I was watching it like you boys were, and for me, we're lucky to get a point again today. It's like it's luck. Like we're relying on luck. We're not relying on quality. We're relying on luck. Lucas, tell me about that substitute for goodness, mate.
That double substitution was wow. I don't know if there's a word for it, but luckily at least one of those subs played pretty decently. I thought Mavropanos' second half when he come on wasn't too bad, but
yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Like we take Emerson off, we put Mavro at right back, Wan-Bissaka on the left, and it just doesn't make sense because Wan-Bissaka already is not fantastic in the final third, right? But now we have the ball going down the left-hand side, and he's the one putting the crosses in and whatnot. And I know Emerson's not great at crossing the ball either, but it just a lot of it really doesn't make sense. And still, not a lot of players today were great or good enough. Like Paqueta again, for example, like he done a few good bits leading up to the goal we scored, but not good enough. Thomas Soucek saves the day again. Everyone wants him dropped. Everyone hates him. Everyone talks about, Flynn Downs is covering all this distance. Yet when we bring that up with Soucek, people want to shoot him.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
don't know. I'm going through a tunnel. I'll be back in a second.
No worries, mate. No worries. Listen, I agree with him. I agree. Yeah. If Kudus is kicked off in the dressing room, fucking right and all. Because why do you keep playing this man on the left? I'm sorry, right? I will literally open this channel up to anyone who wants to defend that. Because it is indefendable at the end of the day. You've got one of our best right-sided attackers there, but everyone's going about Bowen. Bowen should be up front. Mo should be on the right. It's as clear as day. Like Antonio doesn't do enough, yeah, and he's not that guy. He's not that guy to start games, Jay. Yeah. Then you've got Kudus on the left when he's better on the right. Like it proved it last time we played. When he's on the right, he's a completely different player. What do you want to say, Jay, on things?
I think the thing that frustrates me the most is they were there for the taking today. Like we were better than that Brentford side, and we were not good. Like to Lucas's point, right? So we talk about Wan-Bissaka at left back when I thought he was fantastic, but what it needed, because he, as Lucas correctly said, he's not the bloke that you want out wide putting crosses in. He inverts and he tucks in, and that's when he is at his most dangerous. If you're going to play him at left back, which I'm all for this as a experiment moving forward of putting Wan-Bissaka at left back and then putting someone else at right back if Emerson's going to drop performances like that constantly. But what you need is Somerville starting out wide, similar to what Bowen does on the right-hand side, so that he's got an out ball to the left. But you had a right back at left back, you had Soler at left wing, and then he was tucking in and making it a 4-4-1, and Paqueta was again lost in that formation. So it was just really, really confusing. And to the point, like, we had a solution there. If you'd have put Kudus in the middle and put Somerville on the left, then you solve that issue. I'm sure we'll come back to the Antonio thing in a moment. I don't want to like dart everywhere from point to point, but my point is we lacked in the first half any kind of creativity through the middle. And instead of solving that problem, we put a central attacking midfielder out on the left. We swapped our right back to left back, and our most dangerous player going forward was then Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So it was just really confusing as to how we were going about scoring a goal. We didn't look like we had our tactics right. Relied on another classic chaos goal, and Thomas Soucek bails us out again. And we come away with a point on the face of things. And this is why you have to use the eye test. On the face of things, from the stats, it looks like we deserved a point and should have won the game. But for all of us that put ourselves through watching West Ham every week at the moment, you watch that game and you go, how on earth, firstly, we didn't throw that away, I don't know. And second of all, why didn't we actually try and win the game? Even at the end, Lopetegui was trying to sort of put the brakes on things when we could have pushed players forward at the end to try and snatch a win, and we didn't. And ultimately, that's not good enough. Like, if you have the chance to win a game of football, any game of football, you should be trying to win that game of football. And we didn't do that today.
I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I agree. I agree totally with everything you just said. I've got no faith in Lopetegui at all. None. I'm going to be straight. I think this geezer's blagging it big time. And I do believe, that this is another game. This reminds me of the Fulham game all over again. Yeah, we was never really in this game today, really. Like, I don't remember us like bombarding their goal with loads of shots and making their keeper to make loads of saves. Like, if you think back to the game, what did their keeper really have to do other than pick the ball up at the net? Other than that, nothing really of any note. The problem I've got is with Lopetegui is he's playing people in their wrong positions. How is that acceptable? Like, someone please tell me. Please. Like, how is it acceptable to play Mohamed Kudus on the left side when it is so unbalanced? Like, that makes no sense. Guido Rodriguez today, and Soucek. Even though Soucek scored and he was decent enough to a point, both of them slow. There's not a technical box-to-box midfielder there. We was asking for a technical box-to-box midfielder all summer. And if someone's telling me James Ward-Prowse is worse than Rodriguez, then I need to know what drink they're drinking and what puff they're smoking, because they've got to be on something. Like, I'm sorry, like, I don't understand that one, right? Because the reason why teams are breaking on us, and the amount of times they broke on us, and they should have scored more, Brentford, if I'm being honest, is that we're so slow in the middle of the park, and they just cut straight through the middle of us with pace.
I thought a huge problem in that second half was we talk about Thomas Soucek and Guido Rodriguez, right? Rodriguez was nowhere in this game. Like, I don't know what he offered. He was getting skinned. He was out of position. He was slow to recover. And the difficulty we had then was Soucek got penned in so much. And I actually thought Soucek did loads defensively. Like, he was helping out the centre-backs a lot in that second half. But he shouldn't have necessarily been in that position, because we couldn't get ourselves out, because we don't have the players in the middle of the pitch to actually find a sensible pass to try and break up the upfield. So we were just getting penned in for a long, long time. And fair play to Debo and Kilman as well, because every question that was asked to them, they answered. And I thought they were both really, really good today.
Yeah, I thought to Debo, he done a goal-saving header.
Yeah,
from I think it was from a free kick, and if he's not there, that's in the back of the net. Lucas, go on, mate.
No, I thought they were both solid, and I was gonna let Jay finish. I wanted to jump in when he said why, like, Lopetegui's like trying to hold the lads back from trying to go for a winner. I'll tell you exactly why. Because he doesn't know how to hold on to a lead, and that's the closest I think he'll get to trying to save a point. because I genuinely don't believe this guy has the minerals to go for draws. I think he is a big win it or lose it kind of guy. And if he gets a draw, if he sees it where he can, he's going to try his hardest to do it, which I totally disagree with. I'm with you. I think we should have totally been a bit more urgent and tried to push for a winner. And it's a bit, and that's absolute disgrace, the whistle being blown on a corner kick. Fuck off, Simon Hooper. But besides that, moving on to the other topic, I thought Kilman and Tadibo were solid today. I'm so happy that Kilman has proved me wrong. I don't even think I need to see it now. I think he's officially cemented himself as one of our best players, and he's probably been our best player this season so far.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Tadibo, hopefully today was enough for him to cement his spot a little bit, because it was getting a bit worrying. But now there's another just wrench in the works. Could we see Mavropanos at right back? I mean, I don't know, but today was just weird. I mean, again, we take the point because we don't want to lose, obviously, but with Brentford's injuries, we know they're good as a unit, but still, I think we have more than enough quality to be winning. And I don't know.
It papers over the cracks for me, Lucas. Big time.
I don't know as of yet, because I haven't been on Twitter or seen anyone's reaction. And obviously, Twitter is not the end all be all of opinions, but I haven't seen any opinions on people like, oh, thank God we got a point, or that's a good point. I would guess most people, they're satisfied with the point, but they definitely were looking to win.
Yeah, I think anyone who's watched that game today is going to be satisfied with a point, considering after the first minute, like we're like fucking Benny Hill in defence, like running around and don't know how to defend. So I can understand that aspect of it, but as an overall game, it's shit. There's no pattern to play. There's no build-up play that warrants a goal, so to speak. It's poor. It's poor,
and our playing out of the back is an absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
We need to stop. We need to stop, because literally not enough people show for the ball. And when someone does show for the ball, like if Rodriguez drops from the midfield into defense to form a back three to play out of the back, no one fills in the midfield. No one replaces them. It's an absolute mess that needs to be fixed. And another issue today, which I was really not happy about, is Wednesday, first half, right? We played really well. We saw shape. We saw some sort of solid shape. We seen something. And today, again, it just looked like we were just running around.
Yeah, especially in that first half, we was running around. And I must admit, second half, I'll give him their due before I hand it over to Jay. And I'm going to let Sadaddy have his few minutes. Right. In the second half, I thought the boys were trying to press and like the work rate was better to a point. But once we scored, we didn't look like going on to win the game. I was expecting West Ham to go, right, let's kick into gear now and let's have a right good go. The problem is you take off Kudus. And I need one of you guys to tell me why. Because I don't know why he done it. I've got there's no reason to take him off, really. I thought he was one of our best players in the first half.
And I'll tell you one thing before I hand it over to Jay. As soon as I saw the lineups today, I knew today was going to be an issue. When I saw 4 center halves for Brentford, taking a page out of Man City's book, I knew it was going to be an absolute problem today.
Yeah. Go on, Jay.
Yeah. The point you raise about us going forward and stuff is so right. We were, and it feeds into the point of why on earth we took Kudus off at half time, right? So you look at how we were trying to build up in the periods when we had the ball in the first half. You had Paqueta in a flat midfield 3, and if the ball's on the right hand side, instead of him moving forward to get involved, he just hid. He just hid from the ball, and he didn't want to take responsibility. And then when you've got the ball, when we've got the ball at the back. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out there. When we got the ball at the back, when the centre-backs have got the ball, again, he hid from the ball and didn't want it until he got it in the perfect position where it was minimal risk for him. He didn't want the ball. So at that point, if that's one of two things, or it could be a combination of the two. Either the tactics aren't working or his head's not in it in the game. I think it was both. I think he looked like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he looked like he was playing in a formation that he wasn't quite comfortable with. So at that point, you can rectify all of that by moving Kudus infield and taking Paqueta off for Somerville. And then you've still got your 2 6s, and you've still got then you've got a more creative or a more attacking player in front of the midfield. And I think that would have created a load of problems for him. But we didn't. We took Kudus off, who looked like the one player that when we got it in our own half, wasn't scared of it. He wasn't scared of the ball. He would take the ball. He would let 3 players crowd around him, and he would still get out of it with the ball. And for whatever reason, we took him off. So to your point, James, I hope he did have a proper go at Lopetegui. I hope he was absolutely fuming, because there is no way in hell we should have taken off what was our biggest threat in that first half.
I'm going to be honest. Lopetegui can fuck off, mate. I'm going to say it how it is. Yeah, he can fuck right off. If you're going to take him off, and I've seen people say, oh, it doesn't matter with the name on the back of the shirt. Right, Mo was having a right good go in that first half. Anyone who watched that game, he was having a go. He had 3 players around him at one stage, and there was no fucker helping him. No one decided to help him. He was trying to do it on his own. If he's turned around and said, right, had a go at him back, good, fucking good, because it shows passion, it shows commitment. Do you know what I mean? That's what people want, isn't it? Passion and commitment for the shirt, and that's what you're getting with Mohamed Kudus, mate. You know what I mean? Lopetegui isn't the second coming of Jesus Christ. I'm going to say that. He's just a man who's come to his club, yeah, because he failed at other clubs. Right? For me, he can fuck right off. I do mean that. Do you know what I mean? Like, he has to show me something now, because he's losing me. Or I'll tell you what, I'm going to rephrase it. I think he's lost me, because I watched that today. The first minute, we're all over the place. Yeah, we score a goal, and then we're retreating in the second half. We're literally retreating and retreating and retreating. I'm sitting in it, and you see it on the fucking watch along. I'm going, all we're doing is defending now. Like, it was like low block FC from last season, but worse, because we didn't have nothing on the attack. So yeah. So Daddy, welcome. 3 minutes, go.
This guy, man, he's an absolute bozo. You know, the start of the season's been unacceptable. Our only win is against Crystal Palace, who lost to Everton today. They are shit. That's the only team we've beaten so far. Crystal Palace, who are shit. And this guy, he's taking Kudus off. No wonder he looks shit. He's ruined all our attackers. What's happened to Bowen, Paqueta, Kudus? They all look like shells of themselves. He's ruined them.
True. Oh, true. I hear you, mate. I hear you.
And in the first half, we're trying to cross the ball. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have Antonio playing left mid, swinging crosses. Dumbass.
You know what? I'm going to say this. Right? People knock him, but he's got a point. Why was Antonio on the right wing, the left wing, and centre forward? He was all across, like, the front line. Like he's our centre forward, yeah? And you've got to lead by centre forward example. He's all over the place. And you said it, Jay, at half time. You said he's trying to look for the ball because he wasn't getting the ball. So, you know.
He's not fucking Harry Kane at the end of the day, is he? Like, I'm not being funny. He's not that player. So the fact that he had to drop in and try and take the ball, like, for himself is just mad to me. Absolutely mad.
And the worst part is, James, no, just worse. So past 2 games, Brentford scored in the first minute. Maybe you should be expecting they're going to go guns-ho in the first minute. No, we look clueless. What was this team talk before the game? Goes by Emerson. He should be benched. We should be playing next against Ipswich. Mavropanos right back. AWB left back. That was disgraceful. And then left wing, okay, maybe Kudus didn't work out. But instead of bringing on Somerville, who's the left wing, he brings on a midfielder to play left wing. This guy is clueless. He is clueless.
Right. Give us your worst player today for you.
Emerson. Oh my, I can't stand him right now.
Yeah, I must admit he was terrible. And this is coming from me. Yeah, that first 15 minutes, trust me, horror show at least.
And then you guys mentioned the second half as well. After we scored, we let him have the ball. We didn't even try. This guy's an embarrassment. He's shouting at the players to calm down. No, you should calm down. You're yelling on the touchline whole game. You could rectify it, but no, you're yell man. Yell at the players.
Right, I'm
I
gonna let you go.
Stand this guy.
Right, I'm gonna let you go, Zadeli. Take care, man. Peace. Right, I was gonna get to this comment. John Boy, if you want this channel to grow, get proper West Ham fans on here, not these American people making it silly. First off, John, yeah, I respect your opinion, but I disagree. Everyone's a West Ham fan. Black, white, American, Canadian, Yugoslavian, Czech Republic, Denmark, Danish, whatever. Yeah, whatever you like, they're West Ham fans. Yeah, anyone's welcome on this channel. So really, it's not making it poor. They've got an opinion because they're not from the East End. He's from the East. He lives in the East End. He lives in E16. So I do have people on who are West Ham fans. Yeah, it's not their fault that they're from a different country or live in the other side of the world. Do you know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying, but I've heard that so many times over the years, and I can't keep hearing that, mate. Do you know what I mean? These are just West Ham fans at the end of the day. I'm not getting other fans from other clubs on this channel. So there you go, John.
Hey, John, you can respect. Actually, no, not respectfully. You can kindly fuck off. How about that?
Fair enough. I was trying to do it diplomatic,
Fucking
and you fucking. Fair enough. Right.
No, he thinks he's some fucking big guy. John, how are you? January to February. Oh, man, when I come over.
Right. There's no point you ranting. We can't even hear you.
Probably for the best. I can't imagine it was very pleasant what Lucas had to say there.
Right. He can come back in a minute when he's got a signal. Right. Listen, I get it. Yeah. I understand what people are saying, but he's a fan. Like, and the stream is open for anyone to come on and have their say. I don't discriminate from no one at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? I treat everyone the same. So yeah. The only thing I will say is it's a good point. It's a good point. I can't believe I'm saying it. It's a good point. We've got a point at the end of it. But you know, it's.
Can I say one thing that made me laugh was when Bowen's number came up at the end, and I was like, "This is it, isn't it? He's going to put up number 17, and Luis Guilherme is going to come on."
Yeah.
And he threw it on Andy Irvine. Colin, I know you're probably out there, bro. We nearly had our moment. Guilherme nearly come on, but he brought Andy fucking Irvine at the end of the game. Like, oh, guys.
Yeah.
Am I good now? Can you hear me?
You're good now, mate. Go on.
John Boy, fuck off, you fucking cunt. See me in January to February at this London Stadium. We can have a proper discussion. You won't say shit to me, you cunt. Fuck off.
Fair enough. He has spoken. You know, it is what it is. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to round this up here, right? We're all in a bit of anger at the minute in regards to West Ham, right? There's one person that I do look at and I think you must have known that this was coming to a point, yeah? And that's Sullivan to a point, yeah? And I don't want to sort of put loads of blame on Sullivan, but Sullivan is the man who has hired Lopetegui to take over at West Ham, yeah? For me, I don't see the vision. I really don't. I don't see the vision. I don't understand the vision. I see today and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, like, what the fuck are we trying to play? I agree with you, Jay, 100%. When you say about patterns of play and things like that, I totally agree with you. Because when I'm watching it today, I'm sitting in front of me and I'm doing a live stream and I'm going, well, this is just not right because they don't know how to do a pattern of play. So it's a good point. The only decent thing you can take out the whole game is this: we've got a point out of the game. Do you know what I mean? And we don't win. Like, we don't usually get fuck all at Brentford. So we can take that and respect that. But anything else, I'm going to be honest. All these next week, if we go and beat Ipswich, people will say we'll turn the corner. I'm sorry, but this paper's over the cracks for me. Any final words from you, Jay?
Just imagine we lose to Ipswich next week. It just dawned on me, like, if we feel like this now, imagine like Ipswich do us next week and we lose like 2-0 at home. Like, it will remind me of, like, remember that years ago, the Burnley 3-0 loss at home, where it all kicked off. Like, I think it's a bit early for like that kind of thing, but we're fully entitled to be asking questions because, you know, it's not good enough. Like, Lopetegui must have interviewed like perfectly. He must have said everything that David Sullivan wanted to hear when he interviewed for that job. For him to, and the fact that he was free probably is what tipped it over and got him in. But, you know, if you want top quality, you've got to go and pay for it. ultimately. And we've gone for the free option, and there's a lot of issues at the moment. I still the optimist in me still says I think he can get a tune out of these players, but that's purely optimism. There's no like facts and no evidence behind that at the moment, because I haven't seen anything to be encouraged by. I'm living in blind optimism as a West Ham fan who just wants to see us do well. So look, to what you said, and as I'd said earlier as well, like, it's a good point. We'd never taken anything away from that stadium in the Premier League. So to go there and get a point is good, but you can't look at it on stats and on numbers. You have to look at the actual performance that we put in, which weren't good enough. So ultimately, we go into next week needing a win against Ipswich, which again is just not a sentence we thought we'd be saying 6 games into the season. And if we do win, does it, like, ultimately what will we be on then? 8 points after 7 games if we win, and suddenly it looks okay on the surface, which again further like cements the papering over cracks and stuff like that. So it's a dangerous time for West Ham. It's a really, really dangerous time.
Let's get to this a minute. Jazza, James, what do you think J-Lo set out to do today? Not lose, mate. Simple as that. He set out not to lose, so he's setting up in a way. And the only luck that we had was the goal. Really, like, as I said earlier, I don't remember their goalkeeper having to make loads of saves. Like, I don't remember it. I don't remember it. The geezer had a baseball cap on in the fucking second half because of the sun. And I'm thinking, have shots on his goal at least. There's nothing. So yeah. Lucas, final word from you, mate.
We take the point, but I can't wait for international break.
So true.
Yeah. Fuck mate.
And fuck you, you're a con.
Fair enough. Insulting people here on E20 Zone TV, that's what we do. Right, my final thought is this. It's point gained, but it papers over the cracks, ladies and gentlemen. Julian Lopetegui, what are you trying to do to our club? Simple as that. That is the question I asked everyone. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to achieve? You take off Mohamed Kudus, one of our best attackers, one of the best attackers in the league, and you think, and basically you don't even play for a win, you play for a draw to a point. Do you know what I'm saying? Run beaten away from home, I do hear that, but it's still not good enough. Like, listen, there's going to Brentford, there's setting up, and there's nicking up, like, getting a well-deserved point. Today, that wasn't a well-deserved point. We got out of jail on that one. It reminded me so much of the Fulham game. And if Brentford would have had their shooting boots on a bit better, the game would have been done and dusted by the 60th minute mark. So, yeah, it is what it is. Player ratings, possibly tonight, possibly tomorrow, who knows? Also, shout out to the membership. Anyone who followed my video earlier on, 20-1 winner. You know what I mean? Fever don't muck about, mate. You know what I mean? So I hope you got on. I do apologise for the West Ham Somerville one, because our manager's a twat and he didn't put him in, but it is what it is. But we move. Anyway, from me to you, take care of yourselves out there. Enjoy your Saturday night wherever you are, and I will see you again in the next one. Peace.